Good evening. Thank you all for joining our regular meeting of the Calimesa City Council, Monday, November 18th. It's now 6 o'clock. You want to call roll, please?
Councilmember Cervantes,
Here.
Councilmember Manley,
Here.
Councilmember Molina, Mayor Pro Tem Hewitt,
Here.
Mayor Davis.
I'm here. And then we have City Manager Cobo, City Attorney Borrow, City Clerk Gertis, Finance Director Reed, Planning Director Lucia, Public Works, Zakari, City Engineer Thornton, Fire Chief O'Connell, and Sheriff Northrop. I want to thank you. And Captain, do you want to go ahead and lead us in the pledge, please? Well, with all the public here and everything else, we only have one person that would like to talk. Mike, you want to come up?
Good evening, council and staff. My name is Mike Barron, 670 West Avenue L. I'm here on behalf of Janelle Guzman. She's a very dear friend of mine that the fire department came out for her second time back on October 9th to help fix her. She had a stroke, mild stroke. She's doing okay. But she had asked me to send a gratitude to the council and to the fire department, our fire department that we had. They came out midnight, so it was quite an ordeal. But like last year, since she's in the hospital, she wasn't able to. She gave me $100 to give to the fire department for their drive and stuff that they got there. Because she can't make it, she's still in the hospital right now. She asked me if I would give the $100 at the council and tell you guys thank you very much that we have the best fire department in the world right now. So she's extremely happy with everything that went on because they took excellent care of her. So I will give this to Darlene to give to Jen.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. We have, they did an excellent job, and they've been there twice. And the first time when she had her problems and during COVID, it was very nice that we were able to do that. Now we're in ALS, so we're even better. So we're in better shape than we were before. So thank you all, and thank you.
Okay. Approval of the agenda, consent calendar, and waiver of full reading of the ordinances.
I'll move to approve the consent calendar and the agenda. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Hearing none, it was passed 5-0. Calimesa Chamber of Commerce report.
Well, good evening, council and staff. I wanted to just reach out and say thank you for all that you have done this year so far, and seeing that our city has been so prosperous and moving forward. Our council, our chamber breakfast meeting review our November breakfast meeting featured Lance Christensen. He's from the California Department of Tax and Fee Administration, not free, fee administration, as a guest speaker, and it was very well attended. He shared, the issues that are about our sales tax and the different ordinances and so forth for private charities and individual businesses. And I think our chamber at some point in the future is going to have a couple of seminars on those subjects and have Lance lead those. So maybe do some lunch seminars for the local businesses on how to handle their sales tax issues, and then do something again for the nonprofit organizations. He was quite informed. It was quite informing for myself to hear this. One of the key things that I took from it is that, a lot of the restaurants now are charging that 3% tax on to use your credit card, right? Well, they are actually supposed to pay tax on that. So if they don't, if your restaurant is adding that 3% on after your sales tax for the purchase of your food, then they're actually in violation of the sales tax law. And so these are things that probably a lot of businesses don't know. So very informative. Our December breakfast meeting will feature Melissa Monroe from the Modern Woodman Financial. She's in Banning. The date of the meeting will be December 10th at 7:30 in the morning, and that's going to be at the Cafe Royale. I know we had a couple of guest speakers where we moved it to like Haas Bistro and actually here one time. So it's going to be at the Cafe Royale. I do want to touch on, and I was reading the minutes, believe it or not, from the last October meeting, because, I'm stupid about that, I guess. But the minutes were talked about the trunk or treat, and the chamber was involved, was at that, next to Lion Linda with the Lions Club, and we had a great time at the trunk or treat. I really appreciate what Public Works does for that program. I mean, I walked the trail, that trunk or treat, it's got to grow. It's got to grow, right? We have that whole infield area. We can fill that. We can really make this a spectacular event for the city of Calimesa. So keep up the good work with it. And if you want some ideas, I have them, but don't expect me to help. Is that out of character?
I was going to say, we're going to need some help if you want to. Passed out a lot of candy.
But yeah, the trunk or treat was great. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself that evening, especially all the different costumes and stuff. And you're calling out these people, and it's crazy. So I just wanted to touch on that. Coming up, the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. The chamber will be here for that. We'll be serving, according to Donna, we'll be serving s'mores and hot cocoa. So, I guess I'll be here for that, but I didn't know I was going to be put to work. So you may just catch me just eating s'mores and drinking hot cocoa, but I'll be here. And then the Christmas light parade is coming up on December 7th. What day is that?
Saturday.
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor Day.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor Day. So the Lions Club will be putting out flags in the morning and then picking them up early before the sheriff shut down the road, at least on the Calimesa Boulevard. We were thinking about leaving the flags up for the parade, but then we didn't want the flags to disappear during the parade, so we're going to pick them up early. But we currently have 23 participants signed up, and that's actually above what we've had in the past, this timeline. So we're looking forward to having another big group. Participation, of course, is free. The only requirement is to have some type of lights on whatever you're doing. If it's a truck, car, trailer, horses, bikes, scooters, whatever, you have to have it lit up. And then we just want to thank the city of Calimesa and its Public Works for all the help with this, in guaranteeing that we are free of the cost, low costs on it. And then we look forward to it being another successful parade and community event. Currently, the chamber is seeking new board members. I have to put this out there. If you're interested in joining the board at our chamber, you have to be a member of the chamber, and it's a 2-year commitment. So you can contact Donna, the executive assistant at the chamber office, and we currently signed 3 new members this month, And we had 5 membership renewals, so we still are at a total of 138 members in our chamber. Any questions for me about the chamber and its upcoming events? Silence is golden.
Good job, Tony.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay, business items. Public safety ordinance. Who's gonna handle that?
That will be me, sir. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. The purpose of this item is to introduce 2 ordinances related to public safety for the City Council's consideration. Although Calimesa is fortunate to not have the proliferation of homelessness that some of our neighbors have, it is important for us to remain vigilant in order to stay ahead of potential problems. It's important, but before we get to that, though, it is important to note that homelessness is not a crime. The crisis surrounding the unhoused has many contributing factors, including lack of affordable housing, mental illness, and drug addiction. It is critical to balance the rights of the unhoused with those of residents and businesses that want a safe and healthy community. The ordinances before you are meant to provide additional tools for the Sheriff's Department to promote the safety and health of our community. The first ordinance adds Chapter 9.70 to the Calimesa Municipal Code, and it establishes the prohibition of certain conduct on public property and private property open to the public. This ordinance addresses unlawful camping, free passage in public spaces such as streets, sidewalks, parks, and entrances and accesses to any business establishments or public building. It also addresses prohibited conduct in public spaces so that they are not used for other purposes other than what they were intended. It prohibits public urination and defecation. It also provides staff the power to clean up and remove encampments on private property at the request of property owners. It regulates food distribution at public parks and public property. And finally, it prohibits dwelling in vehicles on city streets and public property. The second ordinance adds Chapter 8.65 to the Calimesa Municipal Code to address shopping carts. This item was specifically requested by the Sheriff's Ad Hoc Committee. Sorry, my mic is having a little issue. It prohibits the use of shopping or laundry carts for any purpose other than its intended use by the owner of the cart, and it prohibits removal, possession, and abandonment of a shopping cart off the premises of any business establishment operated by the owner of the cart. Both of these ordinances have been prepared by the City Attorney's Office and been reviewed by Captain Northrup. Staff recommends that the City Council introduce both ordinances for first reading. If the Council moves forward with staff's recommendations, the ordinances will be brought forward for second reading at the December 2nd City Council meeting. Also, as an aside, staff is also working on 2 ordinances related to fires in public spaces, and we anticipate bringing those forward for first reading at the December 2nd Council meeting as well. That concludes my report, and the City Attorney, Captain Northrup, and myself are available to answer any questions. Thank you.
Questions? How about making a motion then?
I can make a motion. I'll just make comments real quick. I know we've
Sure.
worked on this for a little bit. If no one had any questions, but I think these are some great ordinances, a nice collaboration of things that we've been working on for many months in the ad hoc committee. So I think this is some great ordinances
job.
to help protect our quality of life and protect the businesses, especially in our downtown area. So I think it'll be a nice tool for law enforcement to use if needed. But I'll make a motion. I'll move to adopt ordinance number 404, an ordinance of the City of Calimesa, amending Title 8, Health and Safety of the Calimesa Municipal Code by adding Chapter 8.65, shopping carts and laundry carts thereto, finding that the ordinance is exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to CEQA Guidelines Section 15061B3. Do them separate?
Yeah, let's do both introductions separately.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'll move to adopt ordinance number 405, an ordinance of the City of Calimesa adopting a new Chapter 9.70 regarding the prohibition against certain conduct on public property open to the public, and finding that this ordinance is exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to CEQA Guidelines Section 15061B3.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Mayor and council members reporting of county and regional meeting conferences. John?
Not attending a regional meeting, so that'll conclude my report.
Okay, Linda?
Yes, I have a couple of meetings. On November 5th, we had county elections. On November 6th, we had RTA budget and finance meeting, where audit results were no findings and routine items. I guess that's the best you could do on audits. November 7th was SCAG Transportation Committee. Excuse me. And this committee approved and recommended one action item, the SCAG Region Project Nomination Projects for TSEP, which is Trade Corridor Enhancement Program Funds. TSEP funds freight infrastructure improvements on federally designated trade corridors of California's portion of the National Highway Freight Network and information reports. November 10th, we had our oddball ice cream and toy toy donation for and get free ice cream Lions Club, and also the Calimesa Professional I can't talk tonight. Calimesa Professional Firefighter Association. It was a great event, met a lot of people. Great ice cream. I think they sell Rite Aid ice cream. Didn't know they were there, but it's a fun place. They had a lot of business that day. It was a nice hot day as well. On November 10th, celebrated the USMC birthday at the cemetery. On November 11th, we had a wonderful Veterans Day event in Yucaipa. Our Chief O'Connell was the keynote speaker. He did fantastic, and his daughter sang, so it's really special. A lot of people there. Thank you very much for that. On November 11th, the Lions put out flags for Veterans Day, and then on the 12th, Senator Rosalicia Ochoa had a Zoom meeting regarding insurance. My internet's been down for a couple of days. I wanted to get a copy of the video. It was videotaped to send to you for everybody because it was very, very informative. It was a great Zoom meeting. She had 4 representatives there, one from the insurance commissioner's office. I couldn't get into my notes, so I'm sorry, but I'll have that sent to you so you can send it to everybody. On November 13th, RCTC's commission met and we approved an amendment agreement for RCTC-owned railroad right-of-way property and some routine items. On November 14th, Darlene and I attended our last dinner meeting for League of California Cities in Moreno Valley. It was well attended. We had 2 legislative lobbyists from Cal City, Sacramento, Damon Conklin, who's the legislative analyst for Transportation and Public Works, and Brady Gurton, who's the legislative lobbyist for Housing and Community Development. Both from Sacramento. They did a recap of 2024. They also had a surprise guest of a former mayor of the city of Riverside, Ron Leveridge. He was mayor and also a national president of Cal Cities. He was well known in the community. He was an interesting speaker. And then the 16th, I attended a very special charter party for a newly formed San Bernardino Beacon of Lights Lions Club at the Inland Empire Lighthouse for the Blind. This is a new Lions Club of all blind or very low-sighted people. Very special club. It was wonderful. So that's it.
Thank you. Jeff?
Thank you, Mayor. I did not attend any county or regional meetings, so that concludes my report.
Yeah, I didn't have to attend any regional meetings for WRCOG, but I will have one on my last one. Second, something like that, yeah. But I did want to tell you about our Tim O'Connell. He was the main speaker. That was pretty cool. He did a very good job. His speech was very well written. I loved it. And the ceremony, I encourage everybody to go to these. They're pretty cool. You get to see all the local people doing their thing, and I was especially proud of our department. So thank you, Tim, for doing it.
I got nothing exciting except for I've been getting lots of phone calls on me owing back taxes. This is a scam that's been going on for months, and it comes from all over the United States, and I probably get one every other day. And I just want people, especially people over 21 that might panic, it's all a scam. Just ignore it. don't recall or don't reply. They're trying to help you to where you don't have to pay anything. And, be careful. And that's about it. City manager.
Yes, Mayor. Just one quick report for me. Just want to remind everybody about the tree lighting this Friday here at City Hall. And we're actually going to be, this will be our third time around, I believe. And, it got a lot bigger last year than the first year. And it's going to be even bigger this year. So we ran out of room. So we're going to be in here actually for part of it. So we're going to have the senior center open. We're going to have additional activities inside here. And then also, if it's chilly, people will be able to get out of the cold too. So, again, Friday starts at 5 o'clock, runs to 5 to 7, but, depending on the weather and the temperature, tree lighting may happen sooner. So just be aware that the tree lighting may not be at 7 o'clock. It may be sooner than that because of the weather. So just keep that in mind. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we'll retire to the closed session. And I want to thank you guys for being here.
And so, Mayor, I do have an announcement pursuant to Government Code Section 54957 and Government Code Section 54957.6. The City Council will now go into closed session to discuss the items identified on the agenda.